I'm Andy Beningo, and I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been to some pretty cool places, and have worked with some pretty cool people. This is my life on the road. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On the Road with Andy Beningo, and we are still in Mt.Pleasant, Michigan, driving around, getting ready to do a show here at the Soaring Eagle Casino. And last week we were showing you some of the very first times I ever went on stage. We're going to continue reminiscing here at Central Michigan, because there's a spot right up here up the road that I really want to show you guys. So this is where I got to perform my 10th show ever, right here at Central Michigan University at Plachta Auditorium. My friend Greg Amorose and I won a comedy contest, and we got to open up for Mad TV comedian Bobby Lee. It was the greatest night of my entire life, and still goes down as the greatest show I've ever had in my entire life. Everybody I knew basically came out to see the show. All my friends from the dorm rooms, some of my professors, my parents drove up from Milford to come see the show. Up to that point, I'd pretty much done like one good show, one bad show, one good show, one bad show. The good shows were so amazing, they felt great, but the bad shows just stuck with me so bad. And so I kind of made it a point to be like, okay, if this show doesn't go well, maybe I'll hang it up, and maybe it's just not meant to be. I remember standing right here, being sick to my stomach, thinking, oh my God, please don't bomb. I hope it goes well. One of the fun things I got to do was I got to share it with my good friend, Greg Amorose. Greg is, to this day, one of the funniest people that I know. I wish he would have kept doing stand-up, because I think he would be a huge name by now. But the fact that we got to do the show together is something that I'll always remember and always cherish for sure.
Man, that was a blast, man. That started, you know, my little comedy journey. That was my first gig I ever did. That was the first time I ever even performed on stage, even thought about doing it. I just remember walking around campus, Central Michigan, and seeing all these flyers about competing for this stand-up contest. And I was like, oh man, I think I'm funny. I can do this, you know. So I remember going to the library on campus and getting this thing was like a VCR size a cassette recorder. It was huge. And I remember going back to my place and just buying like a blank tape, putting it in, and hitting record. And for like 30 seconds, just silence. I had nothing to say. I didn't know what I was doing, you know. And that was the start of my audition tape that I submitted. Luckily, I was able to record it a few times and fix it up. But that was my first venture into writing any jokes and even thinking about getting on stage. Man, that was wild. And then,
so here's a little clip bit of that memorable night.
So this is exciting. I'm taking a acting class, and in the class I get to make out with this hot girl in this scene, right? I'm excited. I'm running around telling all my friends, oh, this is awesome. I get to make out with a hot girl. But then I feel bad because she's got to tell all her friends she's making out with me. Hey, how was your day? Oh, great. I get to make out with George Costanza. When I do exercise, you know, I like going to the sack. You guys ever go to the sack and see that big window where you can look in and see everybody else exercise? I like standing out there and eating ice cream. They don't like it for some reason. But then I see the guys in there that are like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, and I kind of walk in there and I'm small. He's like, you, come here now. Pick up the ball and I'll do it, son. It's kind of hard to take him seriously when he's got the like spandex shoved right up his ass. You know, stop it. Stop it now. Pick it up. Yeah, how about you? That just scares the hell out of me.
After the show, Bobby was very gracious and offered us some advice on how to take our comedy careers to the next level. His advice was, you know, basically get on stage as much as you can and write as much as you can. And that's when it kind of clicked to me, like, I can't just do 2 or 3 shows a year. I got to do 2 or 3 shows a night if I can, if I want to get good at this. We got on stage wherever we could. We hit open mics, moose lodges, and we even performed at bowling alleys. And sometimes we even got paid.
Here we go, fellas. What's up? This is the first road trip of our lives as far as being comedians. Greg, Amorose, how does it feel, buddy? We're gonna set it on fire! You and I had hit the road many a nights, doing open mics, getting back into town around 2 in the morning just to get up and go to work or go to school and go to classes and stuff. And it was a blast. We drove, whatever, 2 hours one way just to do 3 minutes and then watch the show and drive the 2 hours back. But man, what a journey to think that it all started there at Plakta. To this day, it's still, to me, the best show that I ever did in my entire life. Probably not in terms of you know, performance or material, but it's definitely the one that I thought, man, maybe I could actually do this. And looking out at this theater, it's a special memory, and it's something that I'll always cherish. Hope to perform here again someday.
If you enjoyed this week's episode, make sure you click the subscribe button to watch upcoming episodes of On the Road with Andy Beningo.